What if I told you that a man once became rich within 24 hours, not by luck, not by inheritance, not by some miracle of chance, but by the law of definiteness? You would say it is impossible. You would say no man rises that fast, but you would be wrong, because I saw it happen. There was once a young preacher named Frank W. Gonzalez, a man with a dream so vast it seemed foolish to the world. He wanted to build a college where young men and women could learn how to think, not what to think. But he had no money, none. His church was small, his congregation poor, his influence limited. For years he wished for $1 million, and for years nothing happened. Then one night, after long defeat and disappointment, he made a decision. Not a wish, not a hope, a decision. He said to himself, I will get that $1 million within a week. He stopped daydreaming and began thinking with fire. He wrote his sermon for the next morning and titled it, What I Would Do If I Had $1 Million. The next day he walked into his pulpit, a changed man. He spoke with a burning conviction that shook every soul in the room. He talked as though the money were already in his hands. He described his dream with such certainty that the walls themselves seemed to listen. And within 24 hours, a man who had sat quietly in that service, Philip D. Armour, sent for him. Armour said, I believe you can do what you said you would. Here is your $1 million. In a single day, Frank W. Gonzalez crossed the line between wishing and commanding, between poverty and wealth, between indecision and definiteness of purpose. The school he built still stands today, the Armour Institute of Technology. It is proof in brick and stone that the law works. Now listen to me carefully. The difference between the man who hopes for riches and the man who commands them is this: decision. Gonzalez didn't say someday. He said now. He didn't wait for opportunity. He created it by the force of his definiteness. You say you want to be rich, but how badly? Badly enough to decide that you will be? Badly enough to act today as if your fortune must be secured before the sun sets again? That is the test of faith. To move as though your goal were already achieved, to speak as though you cannot fail, to act as though the world has no choice but to yield to your determination. The law that brought $1 million to Gonzalez in 24 hours has never been repealed. It still answers to those who obey its conditions. It demands definite purpose. It requires faith unshaken by doubt. It rewards decision followed by action. Do not sit there and think this story belongs to another man or another century. It belongs to you. Every man who listens to this with faith